The painting behind me is by Claude Monet, and it's a painting of water lilies. And Claude Monet was among the foremost figures in the Impressionist movement in the late 19th century France. And in the early part of his career, he concentrated his attention on Parisian subjects, on modern life subjects. Then later in his career, when he found some financial success, he bought a property in a place called Giverny, north of Paris, and he created there a wonderful Japanese garden. And for the remaining decades of his career, he concentrated on painting the natural life in and around his garden. And the painting behind me was executed around the time of the First World War, from around 1914 to 1917. At this stage, Monet had been depicting the water lily pond for a number of years, but now he painted on a larger scale. So he was more ambitious in the scale of the painting. He concentrates all his attention on his garden, and in particular the lily pond, watching the light effects, which had always been a concern throughout his career, the Impressionist idea of capturing the moment, finding the differing effects of light and atmosphere as it reflected on the surface of the water, which of course is the most temporary thing of all. It's there one minute, gone the next. So what we have here is the deep blue of the water, and then this green reflection of the weeping willows, which he planted around the pond. And then of course, on top of it, what gives the painting its name are the water lilies themselves. So you have the water lily pads, and then several flowers which are in bloom, suggesting it was painted in the midsummer in northern France. These paintings from this time are marked by a very vigorous way of laying in the paint, and there are several paint layers on this painting. Also the brush is heavily loaded with pigment, giving that strong purple and blue effect we have in this picture. Each work from the series, there are some 60 paintings in the series, has a different character. But what really marks this picture out is the vigorousness of its coloration. Interestingly, it was bought by David and Peggy Rockefeller in 1956 from a dealer in Paris, at a time when this type of painting was not considered as important in Monet's career. People at that time were focusing on the early pictures from the 1860s and the 1870s. So it was actually a very daring purchase by the Rockefellers.